everybody. I'm Greg, the Global Community Lead here at Effect House, and I'm joined by Shayna, who is a Global Product Marketing Lead at TikTok. And we are here to talk about how brands can use effects to succeed on TikTok. But before we get into it, Shayna, what is on your For You feed?
Oh my, there are a lot of reality TV clips on my feed, I must say.
I love it. I love it. Okay, I'm getting a lot of cat videos, which is normal. There's some cat with sunglasses effects that are very viral. So yeah, it's a good time. It's
I
a
love
good
it.
time. So okay, we have a fun announcement that we're gonna make later in this session. But I figured let's start with the big picture. I think many of our viewers know what a TikTok effect is, but they might not know what the different types of effects look like. So could you break it down for us?
Yes, absolutely. So Effect House is essentially a platform designed to make it easy for creators like you and me to make TikTok effects. Anyone, including brands, can make an effect and publish to their profile. For brands who are working on more major campaigns, oftentimes they'll work with our TikTok for Business team on a branded effect. This is where my team comes in. And then we have a really cool, innovative offering called Branded Mission, which we'll get into a bit later.
Cool. And why should brands think about effects in addition to all the other types of campaigns that they're running, like video ads, organic content, stuff like that?
I love effects as a brand advertising tool and as creative enhancement. So with effects, you can get a ton of UGC from creators around the world making videos that include your branding, your product messaging, and effects often have compounding reach, meaning one effect can lead to many videos, and many of those videos can receive many views on our platform. I'll also add that brands appreciate the creative consistency that it brings throughout their campaigns.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, earlier today at Open House, we announced that effects on TikTok have been viewed more than 10 trillion times.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, many creators that I work with actually have created effects that have been viewed over 1 billion times. So you mentioned branded effect. What is that? How's it different from effects that anyone can make?
Totally. So these are our commercial effects. They're really developed specifically with advertisers in mind to enable them to achieve deeper engagement with users in a more interactive and natural way, ultimately boosting their brand buzz. So with a branded effect, we take care of most of the heavy lifting. So we'll help with ideation, production, testing, and branded effects can also have call to action links on the effect page. We help curate the effect page and pin those preferred videos to the top for you. We also have a few traffic options, like promoting your effect in the trending tab of the effect tray.
So there's also a content safety aspect to it as well, right?
Yes, absolutely. So we actually offer the highest degree of content safety with our Effect House made branded effects. After an effect is produced and submitted as a branded effect, it will go through 4 steps of review, including performance, content safety, ad policy, and so forth. And I'm happy to say that we've seen 0 online issues since launching our new 4-step authentication process.
So can anybody make a branded effect, or do brands have to work with one of our preferred vendors?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. We're excited to share with you all some news. Brands can now work with any internal or external designer to create and submit branded effects in Effect House, and that starts today.
This is super exciting. So this means if a brand wants to work with any TikTok creator, or if they have a designer who internally is on their team, they want them to make the branded effect, they can do that now. I think this is probably the #1 request for branded effects, definitely amongst our creators, but also a lot of brands are interested in this as well. So I think a lot of people are going to be really excited about this.
Yes, now creating branded effects is very similar to how creators nowadays create community effects, but with all those other goodies that I mentioned earlier, such as branded safety review and curated effect pages. Greg, you've been working on Effect House since it started, right? So I wanted to ask you to share some of your insider knowledge here. What kinds of features do you think brands should take a look at when they're coming up with their branded effects?
Well, I'm glad that you asked. Effect House has hundreds of features, but when we work with brands, we want to keep it really simple. So we break branded effects down into different formats. So these include try-on, such as makeup, beauty try-on, 3D headwear, face, such as face mask, face object, character transformations. Body, so we have some really cool body features, including body outline, which can make some really dynamic effects, and something called 3D character avatar, where I basically replace the user's body with a full 3D character. Animals, so we actually do have features that work on cats and dogs. Games, I'm sure you've seen interactive games all over TikTok,
Yes.
super popular with our users and also with brands. World AR, so that's sky segmentation, ground segmentation, basically replacing the world of the user with the world of the brand. And then finally, we have atmosphere. So foreground elements, background elements, post-processing effects, color filters, all that stuff. So it's my turn to ask for your expertise. I was hoping you could share with us some examples of really high-performing campaigns and great creative for branded effect campaigns that you've seen in the past.
Yes, we've actually picked a few great examples from our past campaigns that were launched by our advertisers with really great creative. So let's take a look. Ketchup Tournament from Heinz is a great example utilizing the quiz feature to encourage users to choose their preferred food to top with ketchup. Awake the Dragon is a great example utilizing 3D headwear, which is the dragon in this case, coupled with triggers, so opening your mouth to eat the Takis or breathe fire. With Mira Mia Via, they went with a snapshot feature. Each time creators pose according to the hint outline, they trigger a photo taken, and then the snapshots display all together as a beautiful collage photo album at the end. Then we have the Standard Bank Youth Creative. It utilizes the background and foreground elements really well. With the Gucci Flora Creative, creators can choose the front-facing camera to experience 3D face avatar with 3 choices. When using rear camera, starting with an image of the product, an animated view will gradually unfold. This campaign from Netflix is a perfect example of atmospheric effects. The foreground elements imitate the camera interface, and a creepy face from the show Luther, the Fallen Sun, will suddenly show up behind the user with thrilling sound effects.
I love all of them. Let's get a little bit into the details of the campaign setup. Once the brand has created a branded effect, what are some traffic solutions that you would recommend to maximize the impact of their branded effect campaign?
So our most recommended solution is actually to use branded effect with a branded mission campaign. So if you recall earlier, I mentioned the benefits of effects as a UGC driver and the compounding reach. Well, branded mission essentially takes this to a whole new level. It's an industry-first ad solution that enables advertisers to crowdsource authentic content from creators on TikTok and to do so at scale. So with this single mission brief, advertisers can essentially execute their own casting call and crowdsource authentic content from diverse creators, really letting the creators work their magic and creating using your branded effect and really tapping into our pool of eligible creators. So ultimately garnering that massive engagement across our platform. Once the creator is developed using your branded effect, that content is then posted live on our platform, and advertisers then have the ability to transform those top performing pieces of content into ads. So as you can tell, these 2 products, branded effect, branded mission, really work quite seamlessly together, elevating the impact.
Okay, the brand asks creators to make videos using their branded effect, and those creators are incentivized to use the effect because the winning video creators will receive a cash payout. And then the brand gets a selection of high-performing videos that they can turn into TikTok ads.
Exactly, and it works too. We've seen branded mission itself drive double-digit growth in terms of brand lift, and we found that when you couple the mission with the branded effect, it helps increase median ad recall by 9% and median favorability by 14% in brand lift studies.
Yeah, in a lot of our open house sessions, we've talked about how TikTok creators love effects because it gives them ideas and inspiration of what videos to make. And it turns out that this really helps for branded mission campaigns too.
Yes, and it ensures that all of the videos created for the mission include the right brand messaging.
Okay, Shayna, well, we have covered so much here. Thank you so much for your time. And I'm sure the question on everyone's mind is, how can we get started?
Yes, absolutely. We'll be sharing a link to an interest form if your brand is interested in discussing a branded effect or a branded mission. So keep an eye out for an email from us as well. Branded effects and branded missions are purchased through our TikTok for Business team, and we're ready to help you navigate this world.
Yeah, and for all the creators watching, since you can now all produce branded effects, please feel free to mention this to clients and potential partners who you're working with. We're hoping that this will open a lot of new doors.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.